What's up? Welcome to another Crocktober day. So it's actually 6:17 p.m. I'm actually gonna make something hopefully in a couple hours. It's gonna be a breakfast egg dish. And my plan was for us to eat leftovers for tonight, but make this breakfast egg dish so that way it is ready for us in the morning. So I'm going to get it started, and I think it said it could like slow cook on high for like 2.5 to 3 hours. If this goes all well, then I can like let it cool off and put it in the fridge overnight. And I have like a busy day tomorrow because I was like baking all day today. I have a big festival tomorrow, and that will be perfect because Alvin and Alice will have something to eat then in the morning for breakfast, and I will actually be able to like quick eat it before I would go to the festival as well. That way I can wash my pot because in the morning I need to make the slow cooker meal for tomorrow's dinner. So let me get out all the ingredients. It's gonna be like a egg and bacon and cheese like breakfast casserole. Turned my Instant Pot on saute. I am going to use turkey bacon instead of regular bacon, so that way this makes this a little bit less in calories and higher in protein. So I'm gonna cut up turkey bacon, and then I'm cutting up green peppers, onions, and we're gonna be using shredded hash browns, eggs, and I'm also going to mix some egg whites in to make it higher protein. And then also cottage cheese and cheddar cheese. And I am gonna use like a lower fat cheddar cheese.
Sorry. One minute, because you just click.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, I have peppers, onions, and the bacon just sauteing up in here. So we're gonna let this cook for a bit. So the peppers and everything have been cooking for a little bit. And now I'm going to mix, like in a bowl probably, the eggs, egg whites, cottage cheese, and the cheese. And I'm also gonna just throw these shredded hash browns in here. The recipe calls for like layering, but I'm just gonna throw it all together and cook it like a quiche. We're gonna use this whole bag, and if you didn't know, 1 cup of these is only 70 calories. I love doing like these frozen like hash browns and stuff, mixing them with egg whites or a meat and putting them in the microwave, and it's such a good, easy breakfast. This calls for 12 eggs. I'm gonna do 6, I think, and then do the rest in egg whites, which I think this carton is like half full, but we're just gonna eyeball it. And I'm gonna whisk this up and then add it to the hash browns, and then we're gonna quick throw in the cottage cheese as well. Calls for 1/2 cup of cottage cheese. All right, and then it says 2 cups of fat-free cheese, so I'm going to use this like fat-free cheddar. So stir all this up. This looks like it's gonna be delicious. And I've never made like an egg dish in my, like in a slow cooker before. We are going to put the lid on and vent it, and we're gonna do high for it said 2.5 to 3 hours. Okay, so I cooked this on high for 2.5 hours. It's not quite done, but it's time for us to go to bed. So we're actually going to lay it out on a pan quick so it can cool off, and just put it in the fridge, and then we will like scramble it to just like finish it cooking in the morning. That way we're not finishing cooking it tonight and then also reheating it up tomorrow. So I think this would work if you just had more time, but I didn't plan well enough to make sure that, you know, 2.5 hours would have been enough. Probably like, I'd say 3.5 hours would be like a sweet spot for this. Okay, so I ended up sauteing up the breakfast casserole this morning, and we're gonna taste bite. I looked at the comments on the recipe, and everyone said it takes a really long time to cook. So don't follow the recipe in regards to thinking it's gonna cook quickly. I feel like the potatoes are just mushy. I would either keep it in the crock pot for a while until like things get like crispy and crusty, or just not really make something like this in a slow cooker.